G'day, it's Heath here from pickinglessons.com. In this mandolin lesson, we're going to take a look at a great old fiddle tune called Devil's Dream. Now, Devil's Dream is in the key of A, and the melody features both arpeggios and notes of the scale. So we'll take a look at some exercises a little bit later on that will help us work through some of the more complicated parts of the melody. Up first, let's take a slow play through part A. Part A, once through. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, part A there for the Devil's Dream. Now, if you head on over to pickinglessons.com, you're going to find the tab for this arrangement, and you'll also find the second part of this lesson where we take a look at part B, and you'll also find some play along and backing tracks there at 3 different tempos that you can use while you're learning the tune. pickinglessons.com. Okay, so we're going to take a look at a few exercises here for part A, and the first of which is in bar 1. In bar 1, the melody that we have is a real feature of this tune. Sounds like this. So we have the same 4 notes repeated twice. Pretty straightforward, finger 3 and finger 2 and the open string. Right hand we're alternating on the 8th notes. We then play that again into bar 2 before we have a passage connecting us to the 3rd bar. So worth working on this one to get that nice and clean. Ready, and. So it's a good exercise. Again, as you're learning the tune, pulling out exercises like this is going to be a nice way of improving your technique. So bar 1 there, it's a really important feature of the melody. Make sure you're nice and smooth with it. All right, let's move on into bar 3. In bar 3 here, we have an arpeggio. And this arpeggio is over the D chord and contains the notes of the B minor. We have the D, we have the F sharp, and we have the B. Now, when we're playing this one, what we want to do firstly is our first finger wants to cover both the 2nd frets on string 1 and string 2. So we're going to bar that position. You need to be nice and strong there with that first finger, holding it down tight over those 2 strings, much easier than trying to chase the notes without the bar position. So first finger's flat over the 2 strings, hold it nice and tight while that 3rd finger comes in on the D note there on fret 5. And our right hand is alternating for the 8th notes again, and we're crossing over strings as we do that. So that's a good exercise to work on. Tricky for the left hand, and the string crossing over from 2nd to 1st, 2nd to 1st, then you're down up picking can be a little hard, especially when the tempo gets a little faster. So it's a good exercise to work on. So when you hit that passage, it happens in part B as well. When you hit that bar, you're ready for it, and your fingers and your right hand are able to play them. Ready, and. So that's a good one, worth working on. 3, 4. So let's put together bars 1, 2, and 3. Ready, and. Into that bar position. Okay, so those 3 bars together are what I would consider the real feature of this tune. So working on that, being comfortable with that little passage, and then that bar position, just to make this much easier to play when we hit the D chord. Really being strong in that hand position there over that first finger on the 2 strings. It's a bit of a tricky one, so work on it and keep it nice and smooth with your right hand alternating down, up for the 8th notes. Okay, so let's finish off part A here just by looking at the turnaround. So the turnaround sounds like this. 3, 4. So this passage is really just using the A major scale here. And a pretty classic turnaround there for a fiddle tune. One more time, nice and slow, watching those fingers. Our right hand again is just alternating down, up, following the 8th notes. Fingering wise, keep an eye on the tab, but you got your 3rd finger on 5th fret, 2nd finger on 4th fret, 1st finger on 2nd fret, and when we cross over to fret 6 here on string 3, you'll also use your 3rd finger. One more time, 3, 4, and 1. Okay, so for part A, work on those exercises. It'll help you get to know the tune. It will also help you work on your technique as you're going through the tune as well by focusing on those exercises. Okay, so if you head on over to pickinglessons.com, you're going to find the tab for this arrangement and the second half of this lesson where we take a look at part B. I'll see you there.